Welcome to this week's episode of News of the North. It's May 15th, 2018, and I am your substitute host, Antoine Bergeron, here with my substitute co-host, Yom La Machine. How are you doing, Yom?
I'm doing great. I think you mispronounced your name. I think it was not supposed to be Master News Aggregator, Antoine Bergeron.
Blah, blah, blah. No. Just Antoine is fine. No need for a title. Paul is not here. I can save myself a title now.
I feel like I have to pick up the mantle of giving you titles.
Speaking of mantle and titles, you had a class with a great painter this weekend.
Serge Ki? We're always making that joke. I had a class with Sergio Calvo from Spain. We had that class in Quebec City with 16 participants. So new new notions, new method. Scramble our brains a bit. Things to process. Good. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a super fun weekend. The mood was perfect, and we had to change our some conceptions we had about painting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but he's a really nice guy, like a simple guy. Not really fun guy.
Good. Then we'll jump from your events to our direct news.
Yeah.
So first up, we have our original releases, and after that we'll talk about the crowdfunding projects. So first in the new releases, we have by Fantasy Flight Game, the Boba Fett Operative Expansion.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I don't see the Sarlacc pit. How do you take him down then? How do you get rid of him? Okay.
Might be a card or a future expansion. Who knows?
So yeah, well, it's the model itself to play with to Star Wars Legion, and all the cards and all the tokens you need to play him with all these rules.
Yeah, this model is the first of the new operatives, which are kind of a specialist you can add to your list. So you can, if I remember correctly, include up to 2 of those. So there's not squads, they're more like mercenaries.
Mm.
This is the first of them. Pretty cool pose. I don't know what you think about it.
Oh, I like it. I like it. It fits in Star Wars Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're good to reproduce the costume from the movies, so it fits like it's a good representation of the character. Yeah, it fits the game. So,
unlike the last time we had one of those in the project, the Fantasy Flight Games, because there is a registration wall now. But however, I do have the price for this one, so it's on pre-order right now, and it's $12.95 US for the box and the content of it. So not too costly. It's still a single mini, sure, but there's all the cardboards and cards and tokens to go with him, so it explains the price a bit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next.
Sure.
We have this available on Mr. Lee's Minis, Mr. Boggo, the Goblin Parrot. And what is this? it's a little Goblin Parrot. It's a full model. Like yep. It's not a bust, it's a full eye model.
Full size, yeah.
It looks like a gremlin, right? From the Gremlins.
Yeah,
movies.
Almost. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so like big side ears and big teeth. But yeah. So this small guy who looks really too happy with his dagger and ready for some
mean
mischief.
Face, like I'm pretty sure he's happy to use his dagger.
Yeah. And the size of the hat, I mean, he must be important. And he has a star on his hat, so he has to be important. But,
yeah, Goblin Captain or something.
Do you know the scale?
Sadly not. I was looking for it, but okay, I have it here. So scale is between 135 and 124, which is pretty vague. E is 30mm to the top of his head and 60mm to the top of his hat. So the hat itself is a third of the model.
Okay. Okay.
For £24. So for something of that detail level, I think that's a good price. A fair price.
Yeah. I really, really like the design of that and the sculpt. It's really fun. It's a really full of character. Yep.
Next one by Mirico Collectibles. We have Lena, both the bust and the figure. So I mentioned the figure because this is the first for Mirico. He only had released bust in the past, so this is his first full-size model.
Okay. Well, I was my focus was on the bust, but
we can just talk about the bust for the rest. That's fine. I just wanted to mention it.
So it's a cave woman basically. She's like really savage. She only has this little leather bikini, and she has a rock axe, like a silex. I don't know, silex. Paul, we need you, silex.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that? I.
With like bones, necklace, and bracers and everything. And she's carrying her prey. I mean,
her latest skill.
Yeah, she's hunting, and she's carrying on her shoulder her latest skill. I think that's what makes the model. I really like it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's like looking the distance, carrying it on her shoulder. So, she could use maybe to be a little more muscular, I think, but the old still works. And with the prey, with her prize, let's say her prize, not her prey anymore, she looks really fine. And the face is perfect, like really like tough, muscular woman. Yeah. It's really beautiful.
So the bust itself is $78 US, and the figure is the same price. So scale-wise, the full height model is 75mm, and the bust is 9 centimeters, so 80mm high. So it's a 1/10 scale for the bust, and it comes with a rock. Well,
yeah, I was about to say that.
Rock textured plinth.
Yeah, it comes with a plinth that fits totally the model. Great job.
Nice miniature. Once again, by Mirico.
Next up, we have from Warlord Games an expansion, I think, Virai, for was it a new faction? The Dronescourge.
Virai is the name of the faction. Dronescourge,
the name of the unit,
or what they call the Dronescourge, is a expansion book, a campaign book that introduced them and other new rules. Like we were mentioning before recording, so what are they?
Yeah.
They look like
insects,
insectoid glass shards creatures.
Right. Yeah, it's like metal or maybe glass shard or something like that.
They're
alien alloy.
Yeah. So it's not a style I think I've seen before. Like a visual style.
Nope, that's original for that. That's for sure.
It's really original. That's for sure.
Like your brain has to process it.
It's also really different from other stuff in the game, so it makes for something. If you want a change of pace and a new faction, that might be the place to look into.
Yeah, it's robot insects.
Yeah.
Think of them like that, robot insects.
So right now you can get the Virai Starter Swarm, which is a starter army. You also have a smaller box, which are Virai First Contact. It's just a pair of their drones, maybe, and the campaign book. So that's the 3 items currently available. 2 of those, the army and the book, are in pre-order. Next up, by Titan Forge. We mentioned them last year when they ran the Kickstarter for this very item, but now it's available on general release. It's their new Dragon Empire army line. So that's not just a simple model. It's 34 different entries of Asiatic fantasy theme models, a range of miniatures you would see for probably an Eastern fantasy, Warhammer fantasy faction. Either the Kate or the Nippon, probably, in the old Warhammer world. And it can probably be used for a ton of other games as proxies.
Yeah.
The range is really diverse. Infantry, monsters, a flying dragon character, dragon cavalry.
Unease warriors.
Small monks, tons of stuff.
And they are on point. I really like that line. It's an impressive line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The skulls are really, really cool. Woo.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible. We already talked about them when they ran the Kickstarter, but now that they're available, we see the final models, we see some painted samples and production samples. They even have artillery pieces. They have 3 different artillery pieces. They have stone dragon, chariot.
Yeah.
There's so much options.
I think they delivered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Delivered on promises. Yep. Oh yeah. Next, from Artel W Miniatures, we have Major Brokk for pre-order. Major Brokk is like this big Russian from a sci-fi universe. It could be fantasy universe too. I mean,
yeah, you swap out the last pistol on this side, and it would fit
with a blunderbuss, and it could fit into like a K-Door, or you can use him in 40k or whatever. Yeah, but you get the point.
Yeah,
this is very full of authority character.
The big regular Russian mustache.
yeah, leading with the mustache.
Yeah, neither needs facial hair. So it's a single model. It's also on pre-order right now. Do we have the date of shipping? Yeah, it will start shipping next week, so you don't have to wait a lot. Start shipping the 20th of May, and you can pre-order it for $15 US. Lastly, for our general release by Ninja Division, we have the Furious Fungomancer. This miniature, it's a pair of miniature, is a minibus for Super Dungeon Explorer. And Yom, you are quite fond of it.
Well, it's cute as hell, but it's really yeah. I was about to say our friend Mark Maxi, that this has Mark written all over it. It's like just waiting for him to pick him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But really funny little like a mushroom old guy, like with crazy eyes, like he's, I don't know, wearing like glasses, and I don't know. So this like shaman wizard thing, mushroom thing.
Yeah, mushroom wizard that can transform other stuff into mushroom. It's in their line, their new line of Resin Masterclass models. So It's not cheap. It comes at $40 US. On pre-order right now. Not too sure when it will ship. Should be in the next month or so. As you mentioned, he looks so good. Super cartoony. Love it.
Mega cute, yeah. Good pick. Good pick.
We can now jump to our crowdfunding news, and the first one by Eclipse Miniatures, 75mm high quality resin dangerous ladies miniatures. So, usually when the titles are so long, they pretty much explain what's available in those Kickstarter. In this case, it's a line of miniatures available in 75 and 35mm scale, so you get both size available. Right now, there are 3 models you can choose from. No, it's not. It's 3 or 2, and the first unlock has been previewed.
Okay.
So you have a Medusa that has been sculpted by Gotejiro or Graphic, and the second one is a cave woman.
And somebody has to help us with that cave woman. I mean, it's a character.
It's a known character, either for a movie poster or something like that.
Yes, it's from a movie. I don't know if it was a Planet of the Apes or something. I'm drawing a blank, so my movie culture failed me.
Yeah, we've both been trying to find it and can't seem to get the reference. Sadly.
So it's a mix of both. Like, there's 3 ladies previewed, 2 are 3D sculpted, 1 is traditional sculpt. So it's a mix of artists.
Yeah. So it's a bit strange, but anyway, if I understood correctly, the Medusa has been 3D scanned to be reduced for the 35mm scale. So in the end, it's kind of all done digitally, except the original 75mm scale for the Medusa. But the rest everything will be cast in resin with the same way. If we look at the pledgeable, the starting pledge is $80 Australian. That gets you one 75mm model. And
what is $80 Australian?
Yeah, it's about the same Canadian.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah, it's 77 Canadian dollars.
Okay,
so, almost on par.
The Medusa
right
one,
now,
she is quite the challenge to paint the scene 5 mils. She has tons. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail.
It's basically 2 models, like a model and a half, because she's holding like one of her former victims, what's left of him, like now reduced as a stone statue, but like it's almost like two-third of a guy. So it's basically 2 models.
Yeah, and the other parts are on the ground anyway.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that model is inspired by another piece that Gotejiro did, and that's the victim version instead of the adventurer version.
Okay.
Or something in the same sense. Right now, I don't see how you can get the 35mm scale models. They might be only available once they unlock. So right now, maybe you can only get the 75mm or just as add-ons. But for now, you can get the Medusa. That's it. If we look at numbers, they are looking for $8,000 Australian. They're currently at over 1,400, so not a quarter of the way through. However, they still have 27 days left to go, so they might be able to make it. And if they do, they will fund on Monday, June 11th.
Wish them the best. Alright, after that, we have from Legend of Signum, Battle of Vallor, which is a war game with miniatures and a collectible card game in one box. Did I just read the subtitle? Maybe.
That's what I mostly do, or gather information from it and explain the project that way. So, as you mentioned, it's a full game, but there's a lot of different miniatures in it. That's fun. They have a really cool style.
They are very cool, you mean? I mean, it's still a board game, so little caveat on, the design of the models and what they look like after that. But from what I see now, they really have found their own style, and they are very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a war game in the board game format.
Okay.
It's using measuring sticks for movement. It's an open field. It's not grid-based. So lots of cardboard. However, it does have the fundamental format of a war game. So that's pretty cool.
Some of the models, they have a confrontation feel.
Yeah. Totally, I see that.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, by the way, people.
Usually.
In my book.
Maybe not being the confrontation Kickstarter that's running right now and ending soon. However, adding that style is good.
But the other one is already funded, so.
Yeah, and losing money day by day, but that happens. There is a lot of variety. There are how many? 1, 2, 3. I think 4 different starter box available for the 4 different factions right now. If we look at the pledge level, it starts around $70 US. That gets you one of the starter box. The Free City of Vallor starter box. Some of the others are a bit higher depending on the content and the miniature selection. And it gives you everything you need. So you get for example, the City of Vallor one that I first mentioned, that gets you 11 miniatures, your battle decks, terrain and card buildings, your templates for the game, the special dice, every token you need to play. You're all set to start playing with that. And after that, it goes up, and special pledge where you get more or advanced rules, more miniatures, etc. If we look at the numbers, they were looking for 12,000 US. They are way over that, over 100,000 right now. So it's looking good for them. They still have just over a month to go. So I see no problem with them keeping that and continuing funding and unlocking more miniatures and more choice. And I don't see any reason why they would not fund, it will be on Friday, June 15, 2018. Next up, by Megalith, we have Godslayer Bloodhead Bronze, which is their new 2-starter box for their Wave 2. So a new 2-player starter for their second wave of the game. Godslayer has been running for a while. It's a game we don't hear that much about. I think it's pretty more vibrant in the UK where it's run.
Okay.
But we see some stuff about it once in a while, new releases, new miniatures. So now they are getting their new wave for it, new Kickstarter, new starter box party to get new player in. Contains quite a lot of stuff.
Right. That's what I was looking.
And there's already a ton of miniatures available for the game, so if you do like it, you have a lot of choice to expand upon the content of your battle box.
And they go in several directions also, so you should find your match.
Yeah, for sure. Different styles. So if we look in the pledge, the intro pledge is at £48. That gets you the new 124-page core rules and the Wave 2 starter box. One of the Wave 2 starter box, because there's multiple, so depending on which faction you choose to go. And after that, if you go up, you get the 2-player starter or more content, so either all the stuff from the new releases or some, and as you go, they add stuff from the first edition too, or expansion books and stuff like that. So you save more and more as you pledge higher. If we look at the numbers, they were looking for £40,000. They are right now over 15,000, so about just over a third of the way through. They still have 27 days left to go, so if they keep with the current speed, they should probably be able to fund, and if they do, it will be on Monday, June 11th.
Woo! Next, from Whisper, we have the Wave 2 for their Mecha and Mech miniatures. They already have a game.
Yeah, they already have a line of miniatures.
Okay.
they call them the Whispers, the different mechs. I think that's their name, the Whisper mechas. So they are adding new variants to that line. Lots of them looks like more heavy heavy infantry. There's a giant cannon on one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have some light ones that can fly and heavy ones that have like a giant gun, a bit like Knights of Sidonia, like a huge gun on their shoulders.
Yeah, it kind of seems a bit like the Tower railgun on the proportion size, like really, really too big for what it is.
We talked about
they're
them
a cool
earlier.
sci-fi design.
Yeah. I recognize some of the miniatures, so
yeah, because
you and Paul talk about them earlier.
Yeah, the first one, and they've been showing up in the miniature groups we see on Facebook, either as painted or when they started to deliver. And the other Brian Kate Firo has been doing some promotion. Also, not Brian, but Brendan Kate Firo has been doing some promotion and showing either the painted miniatures or sketch of the new ones as he was nearing the start of this Kickstarter. So there's a lot of stuff. If you like mechs, they are a nice way to get into, and they have their own universe to go into, which is pretty cool.
They're more towards like Macross than Heavy Gear, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and they are. How could I say that in English? That Paul would be welcome right now, but they are 45 meter in height, but they don't have a specific scale in mind. They're kind of 10 to 12 meter scale, but depending on they could be used as proxy for different scales in other games, as they don't have a specific game in mind. They mostly have a line of miniatures that fits thematically, so they can be used for even larger scale if you want, or even lower if you look for bigger in that line. So on the pledge level side, the first pledge starts at $15 US. It gets you one of the Wave 2 Kickstarter models, and as you go up, you can get more. So at $25 US, you get 2. So you already have a $5 discount there, and it just goes up from there. You get more miniatures, and you can even I'm not sure if you can, but you might be able to add on some of the first wave Kickstarter to your Wave 2 pledge, which is good. They were looking for $2,300. They are almost at $3,000, so they are funded. They still have over 2 weeks left to go. So if nothing else happens, they will be funding on May 31st. And the last of our products this week, it's another Kickstarter, this one by Eclipse Editorial. Skull Tales Full Sail. This is a pirate team board game, semi-cooperative, so you all play together, plays from 1 to 5 players, and we mentioned because it's full of miniatures. You get more than 80 miniatures right now with everything that has been unlocked, because that product, yes, has been successful. It's funded several times over, over their goal, so, and it comes with really a lot of variety in characters. Like the bad guys, they have diversity, but they're a bit like a Cool Mini in having some inspired characters, like one that's clearly inspired by the Great Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, Pirate Roberts.
And the list goes on. Like, just the base game has 12 playable characters, I think, before looking at expansions and stretch goals. So the list just goes on.
Yeah, it's a big box.
Yeah.
It's my god. Voodoo Shaman is like Baron Samedi.
And the bad guys are pretty diverse too. You get some undeads, some Royal Navies, some cannibals, some monsters.
Yeah, there are monsters. Here be monsters.
Yes. Like strange creatures from the depth.
Lobster people and kraken people.
Yeah. So, as mentioned, the game has already funded. If you want to take part in it, the first pledge starts at $44 US. That's the base game without the stretch goals. However, if you want the stretch goal in, the introduction price is at $56 US. That's probably a good, it's what, $12 more, and you get a lot of stuff. And as they are already funded, I'm sure the list of stretch goals and bonus items will just grow longer. Speaking of being funded, they were looking for $49,000. They are right now at $360,000, so they are doing pretty well. They still have more than 2 weeks left to go, and will be funding on June 1st, 2018. And with that, we are done, Yom. Thanks a lot for jumping in.
My pleasure.
Hopefully, Paul's family will be better next week.
They will stop disintegrating themselves. I mean,
yeah. Poor him, you just keep getting it and again.
Just
and again.
Worse.
Yeah.
What's new today? Oh well, we developed this new strain of.
And for sure, it's not just the kid. He gets everything too. Poor him. So we wish him well. Hopefully he gets better soon. And on that note, thanks a lot for all our listeners. And, thanks again, Yo.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
And bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yo. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrave. You can listen to them at ladrave.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find All Us Geeks, a podcast that discusses board games, movies, television, comics, Kickstarter, and many other forms of geek culture. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.